what a man should look for. What should a man be looking for in a woman?
Man, it varies from man to man, but I believe that you should look at like, well, first of all, you got the basic stuff like, loyalty, like that's big, but it more got to come down to your values and your morals. Do they line up? You dig what I'm saying? Because like, and morals and values are different. Like I value money management. That's important to me. So when I was in a relationship with somebody, they didn't value money management. We was bumping heads like a mug because I had certain things that I was trying to accomplish. I like to save my money and spend it when I really need to, where they was, you know what I'm saying? So that's a value that I'm into. So when I'm looking for a partner or something, that's important to me. You dig what I'm saying? Family is important, where I was dealing with someone who didn't have the best relationship with her mama and her sister. You dig what I'm saying? And after I analyzed the situation, it was really her fault, honestly, even though she blamed it on her family or whatever. And she didn't value her family like I did. So I started thinking like, is this someone I would want to start a family with? You dig what I'm saying? You fall out with your sister and your mama and you the cause. So I think as a man, you have to just look at, your values, your morals, and do they line up with the woman that you're trying to pursue? You dig what I'm saying?
And that has to come early on.
For sure.
That has to come early on. And I'm a bear witness of that. I've been in relationships where early on I didn't lay it out on the table, the things that I want in a relationship as a partnership. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not willing to make changes or compromise, but I think that those type of things need to be talked about, because if you don't talk about it early on and you get 3 years in, you can't bring it up then and say, well, this is what I want. It should be talked about early on. I've made that mistake before where I allowed myself to get fully all in a relationship, and then suddenly I bring up, these are the things I want. No, that should have been talked about 3 years ago when we first got in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to speak up right away. I think, when you first meet somebody, I think that's really the perfect time to just put it all on the table. You don't waste no time, and
right.
just put, I'm telling you, fuck how deep it is, or just put it out there right off the rip. What you expected, what you like, what you looking for, just put it out there.
In learning to really set boundaries.
Yep.
That's something that I've lacked as well. And I've learned a lot about myself over these last couple years, not just relationships, but I've learned a lot about myself just going back in hindsight and looking. And I'm like, I don't think I set enough boundaries, and I feel like that's important. And coming from a man or a woman, we all have to have boundaries. Like we got to have time to ourselves. Yeah. We can't expect our partner to be there for us all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's some real shit. And, be a good person to be around too. You dig what I'm saying? Be a pleasure to be around, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, and I could be wrong, so we're going to dive into this. I feel like as men reach a certain age, they want to be established enough to make that commitment. Like they want to have, their finances in a certain order, because men have pride. Women do too, but men have that pride, because they want to be a leader.
Yeah.
They want to be the head of the household. And if they are not able to provide that, I think that can lead them to not wanting to make that commitment either.
Yeah, I think that's important too. I dealt with something like that personally, where I got to a point where I just wasn't happy where I was at in life, and that's all that I could think about was getting there. It wasn't nothing else, no relationship, no nothing. The relationship suffered from it. But as a man, I knew I had a purpose. I had to get there, and I wasn't getting there, and I just wanted to get there. That's all that was occupying my brain.
Yeah.
Whereas to where, at the time, like you said, maybe they was looking at marriage, looking at some more, they was looking at it different. Maybe we was going different ways, but all I could think about was getting where I was going.
So how exactly did you handle that situation? Like seriously, and I know again, every man is different.
Yeah.
But it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I think my purpose came first for sure. You dig what I'm saying? I chased my purpose, but I carved out and try to make time for my partner. You dig what I'm saying? But I need them to understand, like, man, you know, you with me. I want you to aid my purpose and help me, but I need to get here. If me getting here, pursuing this makes me happy, it's gonna make me a better person for you, for the kids, for everybody. Yeah. So really help me get there. But I ain't gonna lie, the purpose as a man, I feel like the purpose gotta come first for sure. But you wanna. If you got a good partner who understands it, I feel like your partner, she gon' get it. She's gonna understand you and help you get there. Right. You dig what I'm saying? You don't gotta take away from her. She'll get it.
Absolutely, because that's where a lot of trust issues come in. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's always gone working. What is he doing? Who's he with? No, you have to develop within yourself as a woman, be secure enough to know that he's at the age where he's not thinking about that stuff. Like you said, you're trying to get to the point where you're able to be a leader and a provider for your family.
Yeah. And you know, that's maturity. Like a lot of, you know, I try to tell a lot of my homies and stuff, you know, they still think with they penis and shit. Like, you know, when you doing that, you know, you're not pursuing your purpose if you fucking with different women, bro. Like, you know, get you one woman, bro. Lock in on your purpose and get there, bro. You fucking with all these different girls and shit. That's taken away from the goal, bro. And that's not, you pleasure driven at that point, bro.
I agree. Like at this point, especially in my life, because I'm definitely your elder, I don't have the energy to try to juggle multiple partners.
Hell no.
I don't have the energy. And not only that, but I have so much self-respect.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For myself. You know, around what age is it that men you feel like should be counting, okay, I'm done with the whole dating 3, 4, 5 people, you know, like what is your opinion on that?
I think that shit should be, I mean, for sure by your 30s, but I think we need to just instill that in our youngsters from the jump, like give them the game. Like I would give my son the game who's 14 or my nephew who's 20, my brother who's 22. I tell him right away, like, man, bro, that's your girl, that's your woman, you love her, like, bro, you lock in with her, bro, and that's that, bro. I'm telling you from experience, whatever you're trying to do, accomplish that with her. You don't need all these different chicks, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, the OGs used to tell me, like, man, it's just a nut, bro. You just a real hornball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you know, whatever you feeling,
a real hornball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just horny, bro. You got to be able to control it, man, and get to your purpose, man. That shit is, you know, don't do that, bro. Lock in.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it oftentimes come from, like you said, having OGs or people around you. Like, I grew up in a 2-parent household. Mm-hmm. My parents were still married until the day my mom passed. You know, I grew up in a 2-parent household where my father was the leader. He was the provider. My mom, she worked for a period of time, but my dad was the main provider. And I never, like, if they fought, I never seen it. Never once in my entire life did they do that in front of me and my sister. Mm-hmm. They never allowed us to see any of that. To my knowledge, there was never any infidelity in their marriage. I don't ever believe that there was. So I think that these newer generation coming in also can learn by what they're seeing coming from their household or having the OGs instilling that. And that's good that you instill that in your son.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Be faithful, man. I mean, challenge yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's easy to go do the wrong thing, but, you know, I feel like if you get a great partner, bro, I feel like, you know, your life will elevate. You know what I'm saying? If you pour into that one person. And if you really purpose driven, trust me, you ain't got no time for no extra shit. If you really trying to get there, you ain't got no time for nothing else.
And stop letting social media sway you, you know, because temptation is everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially with social media, you know, there's half-naked women on there, you know, trying to show off or whatever. You can't feed into that stuff because it's not real life.
It show like, and you know, yeah, that's and to speak on, like you said, the temptation part, like, you know, that's where the discipline got to come in at for a man. You know, growing up, I never hollered at or tried to talk to every beautiful woman that I seen or, you know, I was attracted to, or, I mean, it's just, I mean, okay, yeah, she might be nice looking, beautiful, but I don't mean you trying to talk to her or shit, man. You stay on path, bro. And, you know, it's in your brain, bro, in your mind. Stay disciplined.
That is absolute facts. And I think about that exactly what you said often because on social media, I'm very social. Yeah. I don't be putting heart eyes and all that stuff, but, you know, I'll like it and leave a comment. And sometimes immediately they'll come jump in my DM. I'm like, just because I liked your post and commented does not mean I want you.
Yeah, they got to stop that.
They got to stop that.
I stopped commenting on the people posts altogether. I don't know. I mean, everybody different with me. Like, I guess if you my partner, ain't no commenting on nobody's shit. It gonna be some smoke. But yeah, people do used to take that. Like, you might like a post, You know, or you might even compliment somebody. They might say shit like, man, he all in my DM type shit. Like, man, come on, man. I like the picture, man. What the fuck?
Exactly. You know like, people be taking it too far. So now I find myself being very neutral on social media because of those reasons. People take it out of context. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even when it comes to other topics, I either don't comment at all, or if I do, it's something very neutral because people will come for you.
They'll come for you. Yeah. So you basically saying like when you see stuff, like it could be with any celebrity, you don't even comment on it. Like if the Shade Room poster, you won't even comment on it.
Exactly.
That's me. Yeah, me neither.
Like
I don't comment no more.
Through this whole political campaign, I did not comment on one political thing because I'm like, it'll fester into some major crap that I don't need.
You already know.
And what I experience, and maybe you have in the past as well, is just, you know, I get a lot of small talk inside my DMs, and I'm like, I know where this is leading. They're going to try to talk to me further because I'm a female, not even caring that I'm probably 20 years they're older. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, then they try to get super personal. And at that point, I'm like, well, dang, do I be mean and just block them and cut them off?
Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
You know, it's just, it becomes frustrating.
It do. No, 100%. But you right. You moving right, man. You just, you know, by not commenting on stuff, not giving no opinion on it. I don't know it. That's how I be moving. I ain't see it. I don't want to talk about it. I ain't got no opinion on it. None of that.
And it's not that we're not trying to be social. We're mature enough to know where it's going to lead with certain people.
Yep.
Now, if you my close partner, that's different. But some people that you kind of just know in passing, they take that stuff the wrong way.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely. And still, you know, talking about, you know, men and women, obviously, I'll never fully understand a man. A man's never going to fully understand me. But one of my things that I've been really heavily on my mind that over these last, you know, couple years is, you know, I want to spend the rest of my life with one partner.
Right.
I want to be able to hold them down. I want them to hold me down. And I think the mistake, and I don't have a problem with me making mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Or admitting that I've made mistakes. That's how we grow, right? Is the fact that my last 2 long relationships fairly early on, we moved in together. And what's that old saying that, you know, the cow and the milk thing, you know what I'm talking about? You know, why buy the cow when you got the milk or whatever they say.
Yes, yeah.
And I feel like that, and maybe that's not everybody, but just from my personal experiences, that's what I have dealt with, is that why bother getting married if we already are living like we're married?
Right.
You know, thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like if that's what you wanted to, if as a man, okay, let's see. If I'm dealing with a woman and she wants to get married, you know, I feel like it's my job to make sure she's straight on all levels. So if marriage is something that she wants to do, then I feel like, yeah, as the man, bro, you should do that for her. Like you would get her a new car or buy her a house or whatever it is. You know, if marriage is in there, then yeah, bro, go marry that woman, man. And what Beyonce said, if you like it, put a ring on it. So like, bro, lock that down. I'm a real stingy dude. Yeah. And you know, I got like what they say, I keep it P, like I ain't gonna crash out, but I am a little off about my girl. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with her, I don't want nobody to be, you know, I don't want nobody to have a chance to fuck with my girl.
Exactly. And when you leave certain things on the table, it allows other people to seep in because, again, speaking from a woman, women are very emotional and we're very nurturing and we like to be loved on. And if we're not getting that from one place, there's a chance that they may seek to get it from elsewhere. And I think the difference between why men and women cheat are totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
Women do it because they want that nurturing and stuff. Like you said, for men, it's just, what did you call it? The nut off?
Yeah.
Get the nut off.
Yeah, a hornball.
Hornball.
It ain't no math to it. He just want a nut. That's it.
But it goes back to what we were saying about early on in a relationship. It's so key to put everything out on the table. And if things aren't aligning, that's okay. That's not your person. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, you got to align. Yeah, I mean, you probably value marriage, and you know, and you want somebody who values that as well. So yeah, I think I just feel like as a man, you want to please your girl, whatever that means, bro. If she want to get married, why not? I'm supposed to give you the world, and if that includes marriage, that is what it is. And I don't run from that. Give her that, bro.
Especially if that's the person you see yourself spending the rest of your life with. Why would you not want to?
Why would you not want to? You dig what I'm saying? So I totally agree with that. And if they not with that, then you got to make a decision. Like, what you gonna do? They not with it. You gonna thug it out, or you just got a real decision to make. Hopefully they can be honest enough and tell you, hey, this is not what I want.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I mean, in truth be told, there's a lot of things that you can put in place to protect yourself if that's what you're worried about. People have prenups. I personally, if I was about to marry somebody who had 4 times what I do, I wouldn't have an issue with that, because I feel like I'm bringing something to the table, but I'm not bringing equally you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's ways to protect yourself. And I think that's where a lot of people get worried. Like, oh, is she going to take me to the cleaners? Well, there's things you can put in place ahead of time to protect yourself from that.
Yeah, it sure can, man. That conversation is deep. It's a lot of ways we could go and unpack that. I think, you know what I'm saying, but for the most part, just, if you really love that girl and you don't want nobody else with that girl, I think you should do whatever in your power to make sure that don't happen.
No, absolutely. Not to mention, it's like a cesspool out there. Mm-hmm. It's like the thought of even starting over is like, makes my stomach turn.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Because going through those whole beginning stages is difficult, because you don't know if they're being genuine and honest with you. They could talk a good game, but in the back of their mind, they're thinking something totally different.
Yep.
How do we get past that?
I mean, all that happened with time. I mean, I done been in situations where, it took some, first of all, I think it takes time to get to know somebody, especially with people changing, as we get older and our tastes change and all type of things just change. So you got to constantly really get to know people. So,
yes.
Especially in the beginning, it just takes time for people to reveal themselves and their true intent. That's the only thing, man. You just may be wasting your time. You don't know.
Absolutely. And not to mention, oftentimes it can change. Mm-hmm. What you want initially a year from now could be different. Like, oh, I wanted this, but I don't think I want that anymore. Now I want this.
Yeah.
It's so much to deal with. And then, to dive in even deeper, I feel like for me personally, I don't go out a lot.
Right.
At my age, I don't care to be that social. So I feel like, dang, am I going to have to meet someone online? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like that too. I don't really go out at all. I just like to travel. That's it. But I really, really hate going out. And man, it's like you said, it's scary meeting new people, man. Yes. It truly is, man. I mean, you don't know who these people are. Like you said, you don't know their intentions. Just the whole thing of meeting somebody else, starting over. Like, a lot of people be uncomfortable with that, even me included. Like, sometimes I just don't even be feeling like it. I don't feel like getting to know nobody. I don't feel like asking you all these questions and you asking me. I just don't feel like going through it no more.
It becomes too much. Like, between my only really 2 real relationships, I took an 8-year hiatus. I was celibate for a very long time because I was afraid.
Right.
People don't be taking care of themselves. So there's diseases running around out there. Are they abusive? I don't know, because oftentimes I watch, just like most women, we watch these crime shows, and they will be in a whole relationship for years before the abuse starts.
Yeah.
It's like, what triggered that?
Yeah, what triggered that?
And it's scary to think about that. And I'm like, do I want to spend the rest of my life by myself? Absolutely not. I want a partner, but there's so much risk going into new relationships. It's difficult.
Man, it's difficult. It's scary, man. It is. No, I'm with you, man. Especially like you said, with all the stuff that's out there, like STDs and all that good stuff, man. That shit is real serious right now. So, and it's so many reasons why people stay with people.
Yes,
and that's one of them too. Like, just the fear of starting over. You got STDs and shit. You don't know people. You comfortable. I mean, a lot of reasons why people just stay with people, man.
Yo, you just described me in a nutshell, because I feel like in my past relationships, that's exactly why I've stayed, even though I wasn't getting what I really wanted out of the relationship. I got very comfortable. They weren't abusive relationships. To my knowledge, there wasn't infidelity there. We were just on different pages. We were in different paths in life, per se.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's easier just to stay. Like, you know, they say it's cheaper to keep her, you know? And I feel like that's why a lot of people, but then it becomes this vicious cycle of still like in the back of your mind, like, I want more.
Right. So let me ask you this. So did you feel like, so you wanted more marriage? What did that mean for you? Is it a stability type of thing? Is it like what did it mean to you?
I think it's a little bit of stability and just the fact that I grew up in a 2-parent household. My parents were married, and I just love, it's not even about like, oh, I got a husband. It's just the fact that I'm very old school and I'm traditional. I feel like if you're going to spend your life with someone, you should be husband and wife.
Right.
I want to build my life with this person as their significant other. Some people are okay with just dating forever, and that's fine. I don't knock it because I've been that person. Yeah. But now I feel like at this point in my life, I want that full on commitment with someone in a godly way.
Yeah.
Because as of recently have been really trying to strengthen my relationship with God and really, you know, strengthen my faith. And I think in order to do that, I need to be in a godly relationship. And what that looks like for me is marriage. Yeah,
that's cool, man. I think and you should go for that. If that's what you feel in your heart, you should do that. Express that to your partner. And, you know, and the ball is going to be in his court. You know, just say it, this is what you require, this is what you own. You dig what I'm saying? And I feel like if they rock with you enough, they should do that because that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. And what do you think about, like, if you've been with someone, we'll say for 5 years, 6 years or whatever, and one wants to, one doesn't. And it's not even necessarily marriage. It could be one wants to be a business owner and the other one says, no, I don't want no parts of that. Do you feel like you should just get up and walk away if you've really put your best foot forward and it's still not working out?
Like you talking about from like a business standpoint, like one wants to be an entrepreneur maybe and one don't want to be?
Well, just like that as a scenario, like that's like maybe that's always causing friction. One wants to be married, one doesn't. One wants us to own a business together, but the other one doesn't. Like there's something that's always causing friction. Should one just be settling and say, okay, we'll just do it your way and not my way?
Hell no.
Hell no. Good. That's where I'm at with it.
Hell no. If I'm not doing what that quote I seen, due to cause I don't want to, I will not be. Shit, it's the realest shit in the world. I'm not doing nothing that I ain't agreeing with that shit. I ain't doing it. No, I absolutely don't think you should do that if that's not what you want to do. No, if that ain't what you want to do, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Absolutely, because I feel like we'll in the end regret it and we become to resent our partner. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't have to sell ourselves short.
Yeah.
You know, and nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but I want it to be as close to that as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like, does that mean I just stay by myself? Or does that mean I keep searching and hoping that God's going to finally bless me with the one who aligns with my beliefs?
Yeah. I think you got to keep, man, it's so crazy. I think you got to keep searching, but it's tough, man. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think you should, but no, yeah, you should, man. Ultimately, you should keep searching, man, until you find what you're looking for. And I do think, because if you don't, then you're not gonna find it. Then you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And my thought on that, something that's been in my head, is that I feel like I need to meet someone that has similar interests. Maybe it's going to be someone at the gym. I like going to the gym and working out. Well, if there's a guy in there and I see him in there working all the time, then I know for sure we've got that in common.
Yep.
I like hiking and stuff. Maybe I might meet someone at the park on the hiking trail. You know, I feel like that's going to be the best way, is meeting someone in your element that makes you happy. Yep. If that makes sense.
No, that makes a total sense. And I think, that's dope. I think you should do that. I was telling my mama that years ago. My mama been single for a little hot minute now, but I was telling her like, the people she was meeting was, she was meeting them from, her brothers, friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, go do something like that you like to do. You know what I'm saying? Go try something. Go to church or something. Go somewhere that you normally probably don't go to or something. Try that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just meeting it. I mean, you see what that's getting you.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying, man? OG, we had those type of conversations. I still don't think she did it, but I told her though.
No, you are absolutely right. And that's a great advice coming from her son, who is a man. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like in order for us to be somewhat equally yoked with someone, we have to have something in common.
Yeah.
besides sex.
Because
that's like honestly one of the furthest things from my mind right now. Yep. I'm focused on my career. I'm focused on taking this to the next level. I'm focused on just making me a better person.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, maybe taking some time, first of all, by myself. I think that's important too.
Yeah.
When you've come out of a relationship, do not jump into another one, because it's going to cause toxic energy in that relationship because you're not fully over this one.
Agreed.
I've experienced that before.
Yep.
Be involved with someone who just came out of a marriage and they're not fully over that situation, but they're trying to make it work with you. I don't want to ever feel like I have to force you to be with me.
Hell no, it should flow easy. You know what I'm saying? I understand, like you said, yeah, I don't want to force anything. Like, I'm willing to fight, but I don't want to have to force it. You dig what I'm saying? It's a difference. So yeah, you want to find somebody where the shit just flow.
Exactly. Absolutely. And I think really everybody's different, but I think kind of in general, it comes with maturity and growth. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get a 21-year-old who thinks that way. Mm-mm. You know, and dating closer to my age bracket, I think, is going to make a difference as well.
Yeah. And like you said, just making sure the values and the morals line up, you know what I'm saying? Because even in a relationship, obviously we know relationships ain't perfect. The way I feel, at least with my experience, that love shit, it fades sometimes. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, who I'm dating, I really don't like them. And it might be an extended period of time that I don't like them. Yes. Not a one-day thing. I may not be liking you for a little while, but, you know, long as we got the same beliefs and values and things like that, that will gonna keep us together, though. You dig what I'm saying?
That is absolutely facts. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely facts, because we all go through that in relationships where we get tired of our person, or we're mad at them, we don't want to talk to them, or we don't like them for a period of time. Yep. But as long as them values and them beliefs are the same, I think that's what's going to hold you together and bring you back together and be able to sustain a long-term relationship. Yeah. But if those things aren't aligning, it's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And the thing is too, speaking from a woman's perspective, women are very emotional. You know that. You've been in relationships. Yep. Women are very, very emotional. Women are very nurturing and want that in return. But men, oftentimes, maybe because of how they were brought up or people they've been around, they suppress their feelings.
Yeah, hell yeah. And we, as men, we got to stop that. I think most men probably suppress. So first of all, with dealing with emotions, let's say on a woman and a man going through it, on a scale of 1 to 10, a woman may be hurt at 10. Low key, a man is hurt on a scale of 1 to 10. He a 10 too, but he don't express it or show it. The woman may cry, she may throw something. You know, she's gonna express it physically, verbally. Where the man, I don't know why we don't say nothing. I think we suppress the emotions. Maybe it come from just childhood, where, you know, our mothers and stuff telling us every time we cry, man, stop crying, you're a boy, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And I think that we just never unlearned that behavior, and now that we older, we just don't show emotion. But trust me, like, we hurting too, you dig what I'm saying? But I just want men to know, like, man, it's okay to cry, you dig what I'm saying, and release that. It's okay to express emotion. And this is what I'm trying to teach my sons and the younger generation too. Like, bro, they told me it wasn't okay to cry. Stop crying, and you know. But I'm telling you that that is cool, and absolutely, you actually should do it. It's gonna help you.
I agree. I actually had this conversation with one of my guests recently, and he said the exact same thing you said. He grew up with people telling him, "Man, you a boy. You know, it's soft if you cry," and that's why he suppressed things coming into adulthood. But I'm with you. To me, in my opinion, I feel like it takes more of a man to be able to cry and let your feelings out, because you don't care what other people think. Mm-hmm. Nor should you want to care what other people think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If my man came to me and cried because he was going through some stuff, that would make me feel so good knowing that he trusted me with that emotion.
Yeah, being vulnerable as hell.
Being vulnerable as hell. And that's what partnerships are supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Is being able to let your guard down, and they're not going to make you feel bad about it or to make you feel weird or corny about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. That take a lot. Like you said, I think it takes a stronger man, a real man, to express vulnerability to his woman. You dig what I'm saying? Who you supposed to be, you know, by nature the strong one, the provider, etc., you know, but you got a woman you can break down in her arms and say, I'm fucked up right now.
Facts, but it also takes the right woman too, because there are some women out here who will use his weakness as, you know, like a one up. You know what I'm saying? There are some weirdo women who think like that. Yep. But I think for the majority, women would appreciate that. Yeah, mature women.
Yeah, they would. No, 100%. And yeah, so I definitely think that as a man, you want to express yourself. It's okay to cry. It's okay to, you know, express yourself and show emotion, man. It is. And don't suppress it, bro. Let it out.
100%. Coming into the new year, do you think that's always a time that we should, whether we're single, in a relationship, kind of cleanse? Boom. Okay, it's a new year, fresh start. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, for me, I start. I know a lot of people wait till the new year. I like to do it before the new year. I be already on it, but most people don't do that. They wait until the new year. All I can tell you is, stand on business this year. Just don't do what you said you was gonna do. Make the plan, execute the plan, whatever that is, and stand on that business this year, man.
I think that's why you and I, we get along so well, because we have so many of the same thoughts. I made a post about that exactly, like probably 2 weeks ago. I'm like, whatever your goals are in the new year, start now.
Yeah, start now.
Why wait?
Why wait?
Like, oh, I'm not going to start working out until January 1st, knowing that person will probably work out for a month and fall off because that's their mentality.
Yeah.
Why wait? Start right now. And I think it's, you know, same anything. Every now and again, we just need a fresh start. We need to cleanse from it. You know, like being spiritual is important to me. Before I moved to Atlanta, I got saved because I was like, all the toxic stuff that I dealt with back home, I didn't want to bring it here with me.
Right.
And I feel like the new year kind of gives you that same type of chance to start fresh again.
Yeah, it do. I get that same sense too. When the new year come, I don't get me wrong, I be locked in thinking like, man, what's my next steps? Like what I'm finna do. And like, so yeah, you do want to use that as a fresh start, as a cleanse. You absolutely should do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.